It's official. Caleb Williams has placed his name in the transfer portal. So I want to talk about Oklahoma's chances of winning him back. All that coming up here in just a minute. What's good, everybody? It's your boy Jay here with Unfair Sports, where we take a pensive approach to the sports conversation. And here in this video, we're going to talk about Caleb Williams entering the transfer portal and Oklahoma's chances of winning him back. Let's break all that down, shall we? It's official. So Caleb Williams has done what a lot of the national talking heads have talked about, as well as some of you all as well, honestly me as well, thought that would potentially happen. He's placed his name in the transfer portal. So Caleb put out a statement earlier today, which is Monday, explaining the situation. And let me read the statement to you. I think we all come to college to find our own path and prepare for the future. I came to Oklahoma with a game plan, but with all the recent changes, I need to figure out what is the right path for me moving forward. According to NCAA rules, as a student athlete, the only way I can speak with other schools and see who may offer the best preparation and development for my future career is by entering the portal. Staying at Oklahoma will definitely be an option as I begin this process. From there, he said he's going to take some time off, decompress with family, and get his mind right. I think it's a good choice for him personally. Now, I do root for Oklahoma. It's one of the teams that I do root for those that are new to the YouTube channel or the pod. You've heard me talk about that. But I think it's what's best for him personally. And I get not knowing what's going on because, there was sudden changes. And so the question we asked, why did this happen? So this is why it went down, of course. As you all know, unless you've been under a rock, Lincoln Riley departed from Oklahoma and went to USC right after, literally hours after they lost Bedlam to Oklahoma State. And to Caleb, that was a little sudden and it threw things off for him, but he stuck by, played in the Alamo Bowl, did pretty good, looked like the Caleb Williams we would hopefully see in the future. And now we're at this point where he needs to evaluate his future. He came here to Oklahoma to play for Lincoln Riley to be groomed into an NFL quarterback. Just like the other list of quarterbacks that Lincoln Riley had. Hell, remember, Caleb Williams was potentially looking at walking on at OU when they had a commitment from Brock Vandagriff. He was going to walk on behind Brock and take his job. That's how much he wanted to play for Lincoln Riley when he got to know him and all the staff. So with that, I respect that Caleb wants to see what's out there, see the opportunity, see what, we're in a new landscape of college football. The transfer portal exists, which I'm very happy it does. You're going to win some, you're going to lose some. That's life. And at the same time, name, image, and likeness is out there. So money is available for them today, just in case if their career does not take off. And I'll explain why that is important a little bit later in the video. So now we're here trying to figure things out. But the good thing is for Oklahoma fans and any fan out there actually is that there is no predetermined place for him right now. Based upon the conversation that Yahoo Sports, Peter Thamel had with Caleb's dad, Carl Williams, this is kind of what he said. Read his statement. He said, the key thing is professional development. We want Caleb to be ready to play when he becomes a pro. You go to college to get prepared for your career. His chosen career path is professional football. We want him to be prepared for when that time comes. And he's right. It makes 100% sense that he wants to go where he's going to get the best preparation to go to the pros. So who is that, though? What school would be the answer to that? Of course, it's an easy one, and I'll talk about that in a second as well. But let's ask this question. Who is he targeting? Of course, there's a long list of schools they could potentially go to. You have Oregon, who could use a quarterback. The biggest rumor right now is that Georgia is offering up $2 million in name, image, and likeness deals to get him to come to Georgia. And I feel really bad for Brock Vandagriff, who decommitted from Oklahoma to go to Georgia to stay close to home, and Caleb Williams is still behind him, going to potentially show up and take his job again, because obviously Brock's not playing at Georgia if they're offering this to Caleb. You know what I'm saying? That's obvious. So, Brock, I'm sorry. Maybe you should transfer to Oklahoma if he does go there and prove that you should have been here to begin with. I don't know. But also, Caleb said that Oklahoma is an option. He said that in the statement, which to me makes Oklahoma fans, you all should be very happy to hear. And this is the reason why I think Oklahoma has a very good chance of retaining him based upon the evaluations he's going to have to make and where he's going to go. Here we go. First off, so you have a chance, they do. This is OU's statement. Let me explain why this statement is right. While we believe OU provides Caleb the best opportunity to develop as a player and realize his goals for college and beyond, we respect his wish to explore his options following key staffing changes here. That's what the statement said. And as you can see, there's more to this statement. I'm not reading all of it, but that's the key component. And this is where this statement is right. Let's look at Oklahoma's resume when they go to apply for the job of coaching Caleb Williams. Here's their resume. They have 2 Heisman Trophy winners in the last 5 years, a Heisman runner-up, and they had a Heisman front-runner to start the season. My bad, Rattler, you got to catch straight here, but you had a front-runner to start the season. Who else can really say that? A quarterback. Not very many, right? Not very many. And that Heisman runner-up was only a Heisman runner-up because the guy he lost to had a historical season. Historical. And he ended up being number 1 in the draft. Played for Cincinnati Bengals, who looks like they're going to the playoffs. 3 quarterbacks in recent memory are starting in the NFL, with 2 of them headed to the playoffs. Kyler Murray, Jalen Hurts. Now, the jury's still out on all of them, including Baker Mayfield, but, not going to go there, but they're there. The point is they're there. They've got the opportunity. They're looked at as very well developed quarterbacks. 3 number 1 draft picks at quarterback since 2010, most in college football, and actually the most in 20 years. The only school that's close to them has got 2, and that was LSU. Jamarcus Russell, laughable, and then Joe Burrow right now. And as I mentioned, the jury is still out. And then coaching. Bob Stoops has still got his hand in the pot. Brent Venables comes here. He was there with Sam Bradford. Jeff Lebby, who is now the offensive coordinator, has history with Oklahoma. He was underneath Josh Heupel over at UCF. He was there at Baylor when RG3 won Heisman. He has a lot of experience with good coaching. Lane Kiffin, who's a mastermind at offense, and don't forget, he's part of the USC dynasty. He's got a lot of experience there. So that, to me, resume-wise, gives Oklahoma a good chance to win Caleb away from everybody else. Now, is there better options outside of Oklahoma? Maybe. Let's look at the starting quarterbacks in the NFL real quick and see what's going on. How many of these quarterbacks came from big-time programs? Now, in recent memory, we have more in comparison to older data points. You look at older data points, a lot of your older quarterbacks in the league today and the ones that most recently retired didn't really come from your big-name programs with a whole bunch of 5 stars that played with them at the time. Like right now, we've got Jalen Hurts and Kyler Murray, Baker Mayfield, Oklahoma/Bama. So they had 5 stars or just high-quality players around them when they came out. Joe Burrow had a historical team at LSU. You can see his 2 wide receivers are killing it right now in the NFL. Jameis Winston played at Florida State. That was a pretty solid squad. Then, of course, Tom Brady, who played at Michigan in the late 90s. His best wide receivers was David Terrell and Ty Streets. I don't think those are considered world beaters, but, they were good. A good, but they didn't win championships. They didn't run through anybody. Then you have, let's look at Matt Stafford. He played at Georgia, which is a school that I just mentioned that Caleb could potentially go to. Stafford went 9-4, 11-2, and 10-3 at Georgia. He had AJ Green at wide receiver and no Sean Moreno at running back. And a bunch of dudes, I promise you, unless you were a Georgia fan, you probably don't remember. My point behind all of this is that outside of like your Justin Fields, your Mac Jones, who are all younger, fresh into rookies, Trevor Lawrence's, and then Joe Burrow's a second year. There's most of your great quarterbacks didn't play at a lot of these big programs that are consistently dominant. I mean, Matt Ryan went to Boston College. Drew Brees was at Purdue. We got Brady. You got Patrick Mahomes, who went to Texas Tech. I mean, he had Krabby Patties there, but still. Just look at the quarterbacks in the NFL. There's another video that I have that's going to come out in a couple weeks about quarterbacks, pointing out that how some quarterbacks are better coming from not so great programs than they are from great ones. I mean, look at Josh Allen. He's killing it. Went to Wyoming. I don't make the rules. I'm just saying that playing at Oklahoma statistically is a better option for Caleb right now. So in conclusion to all of this, I think Oklahoma has a great chance of winning him back. Even though all of this happened underneath the Lincoln Riley regime, Cale Gundy is still there. Bob Stoops had influence. All they've got to do is bring all that together and bring it back. I think that Oklahoma has the guys, the pieces in place to do that. DeMarco Murray at running back, coach, as well as recruiting like crazy. So they're adding the pieces needed to make Caleb successful. The question is, Caleb, do you want it? I think you do. I think he ends up staying in Oklahoma. That's just me.